Oh, Andy, you just hit the premature record button. I was mid fart there, Andy. I was like trying to push it out one more time.
I could sense it. I
And,
sensed a disturbance in the force. I was like, I'm going to get him right now.
yeah, there you go. Andy, you're West Coast Andy. You look revitalized. You look a little suntanned.
Yeah,
You
it's
look great.
it's just a light bulb shining off my dome, Dave. My freshly shaven
Okay.
dome. Yeah, but I tell you what, it has been, Dave. I love America. I
You
love America.
do?
I'm sure you had a plan to go with an opening segment here somewhere to get us started, but
Oh,
I'm just going to tell you, I had the chance. The reason I did this trip the way I did was because I've not had a chance to spend a lot of time in the Northwest. I've been out. I've been in Portland for work. I've been to Washington State for work and with the military. I've been in California a number of times, but I haven't done this trip quite this way. So I was in at a Native American casino for work on Thursday and Friday. So I flew in to Sacramento on Thursday. I asked folks on the plane with me, I was like, what do you eat in Sacramento? Because I got to eat before I take this 2 hour drive. They're like, Mexican food here is the best. So I went, I got some local Sacramento Mexican food. Dave, it was a Mexican green chili that was unreal, man. It was unreal. And
love
then
good Mexican food.
so good, so good. And then I drove this beautiful drive at night, beautiful lightning, crazy rainstorm. Thought I was going to die a couple times. Pulled in at 2 a.m. Eastern time, but got there, Dave. And then I continued from my work. Starting yesterday, I took a journey up the famous Highway 5 through Northern California, through Oregon. I stayed in Eugene, Oregon yesterday. Beautiful, beautiful community. Continued the journey up today through Portland into Washington. I'm in
Whoa, 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 whoa. Andy, you went to fucking Portland? That's a war zone, dude.
Dave, I barely made it out alive. Such utter nonsense. And Dave, I am in an incredible Native American casino right now, hotel and casino. And I have a view, Dave, that I will share with you later. It is one of the most breathtaking things I've ever seen in my life. It is unreal, unreal. So I was
Where
taking
where in
pictures.
where in Washington are you?
I'm a little bit outside of Spokane, a little outside of
Okay.
Spokane.
Yeah.
And just taking it in, Dave, I was don't tell the 50. I was taking pictures while I was driving. I got reprimanded from multiple people for doing that, but I had to get some pictures in. Unbelievable. This country, from top to bottom, east to west, north to south, everything in between, just filled with majestic beauty and grace and just wonderful, wonderful. It was beautiful. And everybody I met, wonderful, kind. Nobody felt
Well,
impending doom from Haitian immigrants. It was just,
no,
I know, Dave. I met multiple
Andy, I
foreigners.
can't.
I met multiple foreigners on this trip. Yeah,
What?
I saw unsheltered Americans, homeless people walking around. I didn't feel threatened.
Oh,
It was,
Andy.
yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Dave, it was an amazing trip. America is beautiful. And I've got to say, I've got to give credit to the Pacific Northwest. They drove properly, Dave. If I got up behind somebody as I was approaching, they got the hell out of the way. I went by them. I mean, it was everything Maryland is not, Dave. They knew how to drive. They knew how to drive. So it has been a thing of beauty, a thing of beauty. So I continue on from here to Nevada to Las Vegas, and I'm just soaking in the glory of America, man.
Are you driving to Las Vegas from where
I'm
you're at?
flying to Vegas. I'm flying to
Okay.
Vegas. I'm going to
I was
drive
gonna say
to
that's quite a drive. That'd be quite a
yeah.
drive.
Yeah, if I had a little more time, I would do it. If I had a little more time, I would do it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be driving to Seattle and then flying into Las Vegas and doing a bit more work there. It is just man, what a country. What a country.
Well, Andy, this is yeah, listeners of the pod will know that, I've been out to Washington State a couple
Yeah,
times. It is
yeah,
a beautiful country out there.
yeah,
It is amazing. This just shows you like the diversity of this country, not just in our people and what make this country so great, but
yeah,
like everything about the
yeah,
different regions of the country make it so unique and special. And really, that's what makes America great, Andy. The people, our
yeah,
country.
yeah.
That's what we should be investing in. That was what some of my pod that I was talking about on Friday when I was solo by
A
myself.
good pod, David. A good pod.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. So, Andy, I did. This is our listeners. We're trying to cram in time to get Andy on the pod because I don't think anybody wanted to listen to me for a whole week straight solo, man. So, like, this is not going to be your typical
Dave, nobody
three.
thinks you're straight. Were you just making statements or nobody? Sorry. Sorry.
This is not going to be your typical three segment pod. We're going to try to get through as much as we can. But Andy, a lot of news over the weekend.
Was
Andy,
there? I didn't. Was there a lot of news? What was happening?
well,
Anything happening in Pakistan? Anything going on there? Anything in the Iran region? Anything? Anything
apparently
going on?
not happening in Pakistan, Andy. Apparently not happening there
I mean, what
because
do we care? The Strait of Hormuz doesn't mean anything to us. The president spoke to the nation in prime time and said, "We don't care about the Strait of Hormuz. Do we? Like, who cares? What's going on? Who
I,
cares?"
Andy, I don't know. Like we're blockading a blockade, Andy. I don't know what we're doing at this point. But
Concentric blockades. The president's playing Tetris.
but exactly. But if in case you missed it, everybody, and I look, our loyal listeners are great because they're on top of this stuff as much as we are. But Andy, we sent our crack dream team over to Pakistan with JD Vance, Jared Kushner, and Steve Wyckoff, all planning their next real estate ventures in the Middle East. You know, they saw the movie 300, and they're like, "Fuck, we got to get after this." In whatever is going on in Persia. I need to
Right.
capitalize
Play
here.
some of
So we
this.
sent our crack dream team there, and not surprisingly, Andy, we did not come away with a deal. So the president announced, as he does all his major policy decisions on True Social,
Of
and
course. Of
and
course.
and says we're going to blockade the blockade. And so nobody's getting through. And in fact, Andy, not only are we going to blockade the blockade, but if you pay to get your ship through the $2 million fee or whatever, we're going to board your fucking vessel, Andy,
Right.
and we're going to take your ship.
That's
So
right.
that, like, yeah, so it's good times here, Andy. Good times.
It's good times. Insanity abounds. Dave, I want to. I know we're talking about, but I want to pivot because I was having a conversation earlier today where I was making this point. I think, yeah, like you said, I know our listeners know what's going on. I think if they enjoy anything about this podcast, just that we're honest about the absolute utter bullshit in the environment. I think people need to hear that sometimes. Just know they're not insane. You are not insane. You are not insane. So, Dave, I want to deposit a little theory. I just want blink. I want to pause a
Okay.
little theory. I'm going to come back and drop another one. I think we have to remind people of every day on this podcast from now on. But first, I want to go to this one. And Jay, this is my JD Vance theory. I
Hmm.
think President Trump, he can't fire JD, obviously, because he's the vice president. He's not nominated official. He's been elected to the office of the vice presidency. But listeners will recall that Donald Trump was okay with calls for Mike Pence to be hung on January 6, 2020, right? So he
Was
has no love lost, and he will never take the blame for anything that goes sideways. So everybody's a scapegoat when the time comes. JD Vance, still popular with some of the MAGA base that has been scolding Donald Trump of late, right? Still popular with a lot of people that are anti-imperialism, right? Despite his, recent silence and negotiations. Dave, the president dispatches JD Vance to Hungary ahead of elections, where it looks like Trump's guy is about to lose, and in fact has since lost
has
the
lost. He's
election.
lost. He's
He's lost,
conceded.
right?
Yep.
But sends JD over, doesn't answer the phone when called from the rally, right?
Twice. It happened
Twice.
twice.
Dave, I mean, just process that. That was obviously a coordinated event. The president said, JD's out there. I'm not doing this. Abject failure for the Trump administration. JD Vance was the one that was dispatched publicly to deal with it. We had no intention of negotiating peace with Iran, right? When we went there to talk about in Islamabad, we did not go to constructively negotiate. We went to make demands that were unrealistic and with no plausible reason for Iran to accept them. Who did we send, though? We sent JD Vance to do it. I think the president is setting up JD Vance to be the scapegoat for his failures. And that, look, JD keeps showing up where we keep failing. So, like, I just want us to sort of just hold that thought because I think we're going to see more of this. And I think there's going to be a time when JD just decide to go full on, like I am absolutely going to hold this cock till the end mode, or stand up and say, I disagree. Either way, the president's throwing under the bus at some point. Like it's coming. JD Vance will be one more scapegoat on the Donald Trump Express.
I had fully believed the reason why JD was even in Hungary was because you'll recall on the night of the when he's going to wipe Iran off the face of the
Yeah,
earth,
yeah,
JD was no longer in Washington. He was in Hungary,
that's right.
campaigning. I thought that was let's get this guy out of the room because he's going to be the one person who's going to try to sway our opinion here.
Yeah,
Little did we know it was Taco Tuesday, and Trump always chickens out, and so he had no intention of ever. doing that, and he fell into the 2 week mode. Hey, everything will happen in 2 weeks. Um, 2 weeks times the power of five ago, we were supposed to have a healthcare plan. 2 weeks to the power of 15 ago, we were supposed to have, it's so many different 2 weeks things you lose track of it. But you're right, Andy. I think JD is priming himself up to be, because this is where we're at now. Like JD and Marco Rubio are the two of the people who are supposed to be who's going to take on the banner next. And while JD was in Pakistan, Marco Rubio was snorting coke lines with the president at a UFC fight. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that. I'm sorry. No, no, no. Don't Google Marco Rubio and coke.
No,
Guys,
no.
everyone, don't do it. I'm sorry. That was libelous. I could get
You're going to
sued,
be
and
sued by the president.
yeah, I could get sued for they could take my computer from me. That's all the money I have in my life, Andy. So
Anyways, we've got to like why you're dropping internet scuttlebutt. Like also worth noting. Hat tip Renee DeRista on Blue Sky making this observation. As we dispatch the Vice President of the United States of America to actively publicly campaign in Hungary, Jim Jordan, alleged child molester, just reminder, Ohio coach wrestling, alleged child molester.
Google it. Yep.
Jim Jordan is sending letters to the European Commission telling them don't interfere in the Hungarian election. We're telling Europe not to interfere in an election happening in their backyard while we're dispatching the vice president to same election to publicly campaign and call President Trump. The mental disconnect and gymnastics to like accept the reality of the MAGA universe is just, I mean, these are Olympic level athletes. What they do, Dave, they're unreal, man. I can like just. I'm just gonna hold on. I'm just gonna think about the glory of the drive I was on. Dave, bring myself back down. Soak in America, soak in the mountains, soak in the rivers, soak in the
Right.
deadly hell
Get
that is
back in your peace
Portland.
zone, Andy. Get back.
Okay, all right.
If you need to go drive back through Portland and Eugene and pick up some
Dave, I
gummies.
felt like I was back in Iraq 2003, man. I thought I was back. I thought it was Fallujah. I didn't know what was going on. Portland. It was so fucking like it's so beautiful. Like Oregon is
Oh
such a
yeah.
and such nice people, man. Like I mean, I had to make multiple stops, get multiple things, ask for this, just endless kindness and courtesy from everybody. Every like
No Antifa checkpoints, Andy? What
no,
the
no,
fuck?
there were no black bloc protesters. There was no Antifa checkpoint. I didn't see anybody carrying around an AK. I didn't feel threatened. I mean, like it's like the reality of the administration when they're selling to America. Like like Eugene's a beautiful college town surrounded in captivating mountains. Such a beautiful country, such a beautiful state, such a beautiful people. Thank you, Oregon. Thank you, NorCal. Thank you, Washington. All right, Dave, somewhere. Take us on your roller coaster. Take us on your roller coaster.
This has been a goofy pod just because I think it's just like the surrealness of this. Again, I think I mentioned it on Friday, or maybe not. I've said it over the times. Like, we are not a serious people anymore. Like, our country is not serious. Like, we are not led by serious people, and as a result, you get bullshit like this. Like,
Yeah,
you could not, Andy. Again, you've mentioned this time and time again. If he were a Russian asset, and if he were being controlled by Putin, puppet master, or Netanyahu, it could not have worked out you could not have scripted it better.
yeah,
The the operation plan for this, you know, information operation is working to a T, because what we're not seeing again is any focus on Russia, any focus on Ukraine. We're not getting any sense of what's going on in China and the activities that are going on there. Instead, we've got this again, Andy, like, wrap your head around this. February 27th, there was a Ayatollah in Iran.
yeah,
He was running it with an iron fist, very similar to the way Russia is run by a man with an iron fist, and very similar to the way China is run by a government that's an iron fist. But we're going to focus on Iran. There is a strait there that is open, free to commerce, and now it's not. And now we're saying it's everybody else's fault but ours. And it's just like we're not serious in any of these world stages. We continue to lose our influence day in and day out. The markets are going to crash tomorrow. It's just already look at the markets today. The oil's going to jump, market's going to crash. Where's the Dow at 50,000? Where's Pam Bondi?
Yeah.
Where are where are these people? But Andy, let's try like we'll I'm sure we'll see more throughout the week. So we'll put a pin in this one, Andy. Anything else? Like there's so many other things I wanted to get your comments on, especially with like Melania Trump. Like Melania Trump, the first lady of the United States, married somehow to the president. It is came out on like she had a script, but clearly not like clearly not run by anybody in the communications
Yeah.
department. Clearly not rehearsed because she read it like her head was
Yeah.
down almost the entire time. Clearly not rehearsed. She came out and said, "I don't care what anybody has heard about me and Epstein. It's not true." Like, what the fuck is that? Like her name's been mentioned a fraction of the times her husband's has. Not only that, but every of these victims deserves to have their day in public, Andy.
I love it.
And yet we're not hearing anything on this shit.
Well, Dave, I'd like to also take this time to make a statement. I also do not have any relationship with Jeffrey Epstein or his friend Ghislaine Maxwell. I have no relationship or history with them. I just like to come out and say that for no reason whatsoever. Why is happening. But Dave, I just want to, as you were describing our president, I know we're going elsewhere. As we're describing this president, I just want to give the same mental image to you and our listeners that came to my mind because it's not fair that I have this all to myself. Like our macho president, our excellent leader who is so proud of how powerful and strong he is. Literally, the image I have of him as you're describing his antics on the world stage is, and I'll describe this for listeners that aren't familiar with the term double dragon. Right? I just see the president just double dragoning the leaders of Israel and Saudi Arabia, right? Meaning that he's just holding both their cocks in his hand and just exchanging mouth to mouth back and forth between those two. So while he's just full on double dragon slobber knobbering on their gross shafts, behind him, you've got Vladimir Putin just fucking giving it to him, just pounding and pounding and pounding, slapping that Trump ass over and again. That is our president today, just taking it hard for Vladimir, Benjamin, and our good leader in Saudi Arabia, just taking it hard, giving it out, massaging those shafts, taking them in. That's the image I have you describe, the absolute failure to lead on the world stage and just doing the will of foreign leaders, for a president who cheers on America first, throwing us under the bus for Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Israel. I just want you to enjoy the same mental image that I had of just slobber down his chin as he provides pleasure to these world leaders. And with that, Dave, please take us wherever you want to go.
I mean, Andy, you have presidents over the years. Can you imagine a president doing what, like, again, I know Trump has been actively talking with those presidents, whether they're dead or alive. I'm not sure which one. Like, he's actively talking, and they all are telling him what a great job he's been doing. Because, again, of course, Andy, he's got a 100% approval rating amongst his MAGA
Of course.
white men a component who live in certain districts around the country. Like, yeah,
Very specific
very
segment of
specific.
society.
CNN that said it. CNN said it, Andy. They said it. So
Unreal.
it's fascinating to watch. And
Dave,
again,
he'd do better if our president just have a little bit of alcohol. Look, there's two things I don't trust. I don't trust beards, and I don't trust teetotalers. Right? If he would just have a drink, maybe this would all just calm the fuck down. Like it's coming out the wrong way. You know what I mean? Just somebody get the man a nice mojito. Get him some rum and coke, something easy. Just let him just chill the fuck out, man.
Hegseth's taking care of all that, Andy.
Thanks.
So he's got.
Donald, go fucking have an all night banger with Pete. Let him open up the locked cabinet where he's got
All right.
the good whiskey. You know what I mean? The good whiskey, the good bourbon. You know what I mean? Let him break it out. Just have a fucking couple of shots. You know what I mean? Just take your shirt off if you want. You guys can like just unwind, sit by the pool. You know what I mean? Just fucking unwind. Like take out your aggression somewhere else. I mean, have a couple drinks, punch Pete in the nose a couple times, let him punch you a couple, whatever it takes. I mean, but like, I don't trust beards. I don't trust teetotalers, Dave. I don't trust them.
Yeah, Andy, I have to tell you, this pot is way off the rails. I don't think there's no pulling it back in. I'm not even going to try. Like I was going to maybe talk about like the Masters, Roy McIlroy had
Congratulations. Yeah,
he two times back-to-back
yeah,
champion. He
yeah.
had a great thing. I watched a lot of it this weekend. And I will tell you, like it is like seeing a place play like the Masters. And again, I'm not a huge golf fan anymore. And we talked about Tiger and
Yeah.
I was big when he was watching it, but to see a place like Augusta, and look, I know they've got their history too, but like you don't allow cell phones there. You have people cheering. You have like this immaculate, just beautiful, scenic part of America. And so I thought it was a good golf weekend, and congratulations to McElroy. Andy, the Super Mario Brother movie is continuing
Yeah.
to light it up at the box office,
Yeah.
so congratulations to him. Andy, one thing we were going to have to talk about, maybe this week, maybe not. We'll see. The return of Daredevil Born Again season
Oh
2 is
my.
out.
Oh.
And Andy, I'm way behind. I'm gonna have to catch up, but I have been hearing amazing things about this. Have you watched it?
Dave, I enjoyed season one. I've watched the four episodes that come out of season two. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it, Dave. It's so good. And it picks up faster than season one did. Season one was a little slow boil, a little slow
Started, yep.
boil. This one starts out, the first episode's a little bit there, but it picks up quickly. Dave, there is some great violence, good storyline, and it just rings so currently with the reality of what we're living through right now, the Trump administration, just channeled down to Hell's Kitchen in New York City. Fantastic. Like fantastic.
All right, so we've got some things to get into this week. I know you're going to be traveling, so we got some. We may be, recording at weird hours, but we'll definitely try to be posting
We
on
may
our
be
normal
panelists.
schedule.
We don't know.
Yeah, we just
We
don't
don't know.
know. We don't know. I mean, as you go across the rest of your like the war zones you've been going to, please be safe out there.
Thank you.
Las Vegas is probably going to be next, Annie. So
Yeah.
like just be prepared. You never know how many illegals are in there and they may be, just watch yourself,
Yeah.
okay?
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I, I don't feel safe. I don't
I
feel
know.
Dave, I've got a great master story to tell, by the way. I know nothing
Oh yeah,
about
tell
golf.
it.
You want to hear it now? I mean,
Yeah, let's go for it. I mean, we
all
got
right.
to
So,
let's wrap on that. Let's wrap on something
okay,
good.
this is a good story. So, this is maybe 1997, Dave. I know absolutely nothing about golf. Nothing. I'm working at the mall selling handbags as a good young man should be doing. Everybody assumed I was gay because it made sense. I'm in the store
Well,
selling handbags. Yeah, I mean, it made sense. I'm selling my purses. Three very nice black women come into the store and start chatting. We're talking and laughing, and they drop the line. Yeah, we have to get out of South Carolina before the Masters comes. Dave, I don't know anything about golf. I just know South Carolina, history of racism, nice black women in my store. They have to leave before the Masters come. And my mind was like, oh my God, what is what is happening in our country? Like these wonderful women who seem like they're okay, they seem secure financially, they seem like doing all right. They're running up here, escaping before the Masters come home. Like I was trying to figure out like what do I say? It was like I was talking to someone who I thought was being human trafficked. I was like, what do I say right now? How do I help them escape the situation? And so I was sweating. I was getting so warm and overwhelmed. And like how do I assist in this like do they know that like there are no masters anymore? Like what is happening? Right? My brain, my 17-year-old brain or a 16-year-old brain was like exploding trying to process what we were talking about. And then slowly, as they continued to chat amongst themselves, I started to process that they were talking about some kind of golf activity called the Masters. And like my system calmed down. I was out of the fight or flight mode. I still didn't understand what was happening, but they seemed like they were very fine, safe, and secure, and didn't need my assistance to escape their oppressive masters. Absolute utter confusion. I still don't know anything more about golf than that, I don't think, but at least I know that term now. So
that's where we're at. This is 2026, Andy. This is where we're at today, and I get it. That story was from the 90s, but still, this is the craziness that we're in every day,
every
Andy.
day, every day.
But all right, Andy, we're on a tight schedule today. We wanted to get this pod out. Wanted to get some of those initial reactions. The title is off the rails. That's what our title is.
There, there.
Uh,
All right.
All
Well,
right,
great.
Andy, stay
Yeah.
safe out there. Please don't go into any suspicious, crazy neighborhoods. Be safe out west, and we will catch up with you next time.